What's up, everybody? This is going to be my third video update, but I'm going to actually label this video update 1.5 because I'm going to talk about a story that I did in the morning, my morning story. I'm going to issue a correction there, and then I'm going to talk about two other stories. One short one, and another one which is really interesting, which has to do with the French journalist saying that they went into Ukraine to do some reporting, and they're saying that the U.S. military is pretty much running the show. But let's get to the first story, which is a mistake that I made, and it has to do with Medvedchuk, the opposition leader who was captured by Elensky, and he's being held hostage by Elensky and paraded around as a bargaining chip to gain something for the Elensky regime. And so in my morning video, I said that there's a lot of media that's running around, and they're saying that Medvedchuk, who's an oligarch, a very wealthy individual, but a legitimate political leader. I mean, he was part of one of the main opposition parties, but an opposition party that was looking for rapprochement with Russia, and had much of its base was getting support. Much of his base was with the support of the East and the Russian-speaking population. And a lot of the media was claiming that Elensky, who had captured, well, Elensky said they captured Medvedchuk just recently. They say they captured him as he was trying to flee the country or hide away or something like that. They said that the media was saying that, Elensky has captured Putin's pal. And I was saying, nah, he's not really Putin's pal. I mean, everyone's Putin's pal nowadays. If you're friendly to Russia, you're a Putin stooge. That is true. What's false, my mistake, and I made a mistake here, was that Medvedchuk is close to Putin, and not only Putin, but to Medvedev as well. And that is a mistake that I made on my end. So I apologize for that. I should have, it just got away from me. I should have done more research on Medvedchuk instead of just kind of jumping on the story as it was coming out. I should have taken 5-10 minutes to dig a little deeper into who Medvedchuk is. He's not only an oligarch, but Putin is godfather to his daughter Daria, and Medvedev's wife, Svetlana, is godmother to his kids as well. So this changes things. So that's going to be my correction. And I always try to get accurate news out to you guys. And when I make a mistake, I make a mistake. And this was a mistake. So I apologize once again for that. But I'm also going to give you my analysis. And my analysis on this is changing now. And we also have a bit of news with regards to Medvedchuk from Elensky, from the Elensky side of things. So my analysis is going to change a bit on this. I still don't believe that they captured Medvedchuk. The official story of the Elensky regime is that they captured him just recently, as he was dressed in fatigues and trying to get away or hiding or something like that. I mean, I don't think that's important. Their narrative is that they caught him just now. I think they've had him all the time. By the way, this is right here is the Russian Cultural Center. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's the Russian Cultural Center for Cyprus. And there's police there outside now, it seems, 24/7 for logical reasons. So, yeah, they have the cultural center. They have cultural events and theater productions, music productions, and stuff like that there for the Russians that live in Cyprus to enjoy, and for the Cypriots to learn about Russian culture. But what was I saying? So yeah, the official narrative coming out of the Elensky regime was that Medvedchuk was trying to flee, and they grabbed him, and he was dressed in fatigues, and they're mocking him and they're parading him around, and now Elensky issued a video statement saying that pretty much saying that he'll trade Medvedchuk for Ukrainian prisoners. And I think my morning analysis was taken from a post that Gonzalo Lira put on Telegram. And Gonzalo said that most likely Medvedchuk will be used as a bargaining chip to trade for the people stuck in the Azovstal factory. And I think Gonzalo got it right, because when you look at Elensky's video statement, he doesn't say prisoners in the Azovstal. He just says prisoners of war and just prisoners being held by the Russians. So I think that's what they're going to be using Medvedchuk for. I also think capturing Medvedchuk was a really, really good distraction away from the big story of the 1,029 Ukraine Marines that surrendered. So I think this acted as a very good distraction, even though Elensky is trying to spin it as the Marines didn't surrender to the Russians, they escaped, and all kinds of other stuff. The Marines surrendered. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious now that Ukraine Marines surrendered in Mariupol. But I don't think that they captured Medvedchuk just recently. I don't think this was some, special operation success from the SBU. I think they had him from the beginning. Remember, Medvedchuk he is a real, viable political opponent. And he was put under house arrest for trumped up treason charges, just BS charges, about like a year ago by the Elensky regime. Of course, Elensky didn't actually think up the idea to put Medvedchuk under house arrest. This was, Nuland and her handlers that puppeteered Elensky to put Medvedchuk under house arrest, because they understood that Medvedchuk was going to be Putin's guy in Ukraine. I mean, that was the party that was going to be the Russian sympathetic party in Ukraine, and they were gaining traction, because we can never forget that Zelensky, when he won the presidency with like 73% of the vote, he won on a platform which was built on rapprochement with Russia. That's what he was calling for, to find a solution to the situation in Ukraine and to re-engage with Russia. So Medvedchuk was pretty much running on the same type of rapprochement platform, and because he has close ties with the Kremlin, I'm sure that the DC swamp told Elensky, you got to put this guy under arrest. So they put him under arrest. He became a political prisoner. And long story short, I think that the Elensky regime and the U.S. military, NATO, because we now know from the French journalists that NATO is running the show in Ukraine. I think they grabbed Medvedchuk like right away. I think that was the first thing they probably did, is they grabbed Medvedchuk when the special operation started. I think there's no doubt about that. They grabbed him, they hid him away, and they were waiting to trot him out at the right moment. And it appears that now is the right moment. I think it serves some very good purposes to trot him out. Like I said, it's an easy distraction away from the Marines, so it gives the media a really cool, interesting talking point. They grabbed Putin's pal, and Ukraine has grabbed Putin's pal, and this is a big win for Ukraine and for Elensky. And it completely distracts away from the big surrender. A very important story about the surrender of the military. The media doesn't have to report on this now. They can just focus on a much sexier story, which is Putin's oligarch friend has been captured by camouflage-wearing hero military strategist Zelensky. So it serves that purpose, but more importantly, it serves as a bargaining chip for the Azovstal people, the people stuck in that factory, whoever they are. French, US, UK, I'm hearing Turkish, I'm hearing Croatian. I got to figure out a way to cross this street here without a crosswalk. Just Give me a second. So yeah, I think it serves that purpose well. And I'm gonna go. All right, cool. Made it. Still alive. Yeah, that's the story with Medvedchuk. My morning analysis and Gonzalo's analysis, I think, is spot on. He's going to be used for something to do with the steel factory. He is a close ally of Putin and a close ally of Medvedev and the Kremlin. So that is, without a doubt, search him, look him up, and you'll find out that he's closely aligned with the Kremlin. So this was a big win for Elensky. It was a big marketing win, but they had him. They had him from the very beginning. No doubt about it. I think NATO scooped him up right away. The minute the special operation started, he was under house arrest. How hard would it have been? I'm sure he has guards around him 24 hours a day, right? I mean, Russia starts a special operation. The NATO commanders say, okay, take Medvedchuk, take him away, hide him out somewhere. We're going to need him in the future. That's simple. That's simple. This wasn't some special operation from the SBU that they conducted yesterday or 2-3 days ago to capture Medvedchuk, and he was wearing camouflage. They had him from the very beginning. They dressed him up in camouflage, and the Elensky script writers, they created this story, completely fabricated this whole story of an SBU operation and all of that stuff. This was, he was being held as a bargaining chip to be brought out at the right time. Anyway, enough of that. So that is the story with Medvedchuk. The question now remains, what will Putin do? That is the question. Obviously, this is a friend of Putin's. How close is he to Putin? Who knows? How close is he to Medvedev? Who knows? Are they best friends? Probably not. I don't think they're best friends. But are they allies? Do they know each other? Are they friends? Are they friendly? Absolutely. Absolutely. This is without a doubt, in my opinion, without a doubt. So we'll see. What does Putin do? Because Zelensky, he came out with a video literally an hour or two ago, and he threw it out there. We'll give you Medvedchuk. You give us Ukrainian POWs and other Ukrainians who are being, he said it, who are being held by the Russians. There you have it. Things are unfolding in a very interesting way. So we have that story. The next story that I want to talk about has to do with Mariupol, and it has to do with the steel factory. This is a quick one. There are reports that the Russian military is bringing in fire trucks, and they're going to start pumping water into the steel factory to get these guys out. Either you leave the steel factory or you drown, I guess, is the option they're going to give them. It's a very creative idea, but I don't have 100% confirmation that that's what's going on. But there are a lot of credible reports saying, yeah, they're bringing in the fire trucks, and they're going to, they're not going to smoke them out. They're going to drown them out, I guess is what you would say. So that is an interesting story. Let's wait in the next day or two and see if it's accurate, if they really are going to pump water into the steel factory to get whoever's in there out of there. And it's related to Medvedchuk, because if they do get these people out of there and they get these NATO guys out of there, well, is there going to be an exchange? Medvedchuk for all of these people. One VIP for, I don't know, 5, 10, 20, 100 NATO VIPs? We'll see. We'll see this unfold in the next couple of days. I'm sure next couple of days, weeks, I don't know. Let's wow, what a story this is all turning into. A fascinating story. I really hope we get the truth out of this. I really hope we get answers to this. And finally, the last story. I thought this was going to be a quick video. This was not a quick video at all. You see what happens when you make mistakes on videos, like the one I made? You see? You have to explain, you have to rethink everything again and kind of say, okay, maybe I'm seeing this analysis in a wrong way and I have to rethink. And by the way, thank you to everyone in the comment sections that told me, Alex, you missed this. Medvedchuk is actually close to Putin. Putin is the godfather of his daughter. And I was like, oh crap, how did I miss that? So yeah, I had to kind of rethink everything a little bit in a different way. But I think we got clarity now as to what's happening. So the French journalist, and this is also connected to all of this that we're talking about. So a French journal, I have to read this because it's actually taken from Summit News. And there's a video out there on Summit News. I'll put a link to the site down below. I can't put the video here because I'll probably get hit with a copyright strike. So I'll put a link to the video where this journalist explains what they did and his conclusions, which is pretty much that the US and NATO, they're running the military show in Ukraine. So anyway, Summit News says that a French journalist who, one sec, this guy's letting me walk by. Thank you, sir. A French journalist who returned from Ukraine after arriving with volunteer fighters told broadcaster C News, I don't know C News in France, I don't know if it's a big station or not, he told C News that Americans were directly in charge of the war on the ground. The assertion was made by Le Figaro's senior international correspondent, Georges Malbruno. I think I'm reading that right. Sometimes the sun hits this and I can't quite see everything, so I apologize for that as well. Malbruno said he had accompanied French volunteer fighters, 2 of whom had previously fought against ISIS. Quote, let me get into the shade. I can read it a little better now. Quote, I had the surprise, and so did they, to discover that to be able to enter the Ukrainian army, well, it's the Americans who are in charge. This is what Malbruno said, adding that he and the volunteers almost got arrested by the Americans who asserted they were in charge. The journalist then revealed that they were forced to sign a contract until the end of the war. Quote, and who is in charge? It's the Americans. I saw it with my own eyes. This is what Malbruno was saying. I thought I was with the international brigades, and I found myself facing the Pentagon. Malbruno also mentioned that America was providing Ukraine with switchblade suicide drones, something highlighted by Lloyd Austin, the defense secretary, as well. And Malbruno also tweeted that British SAS units have been present in Ukraine since the beginning of the war, as did the American Deltas. So that's what Malbruno tweeted. He also says that Russia is well aware of the secret war being waged in Ukraine by foreign commandos who have been in the region since February. So this is all coming from Le Figaro journalist Georges Malbruno. I hope I am pronouncing that correctly. I don't know if he's a big journalist or not in France. People in France, let me know. Le Figaro is it's mainstream. It's internationally well-known, big publication. So he must be the real deal. And, he was doing his investigative piece. And boy, did he uncover big news. Not that it's surprising, I think. I don't think anyone's going to watch this video and be like, I can't believe the U.S. or NATO is running the show. It's more the confirmation, the admission from someone who's working for a big mainstream media publication in France, admitting to it. I think that's the shock factor of this all. Not the fact that the U.S. and NATO are running things in Ukraine, but the fact that this journalist did a really good job uncovering it. And it seems like he was shocked to find out the truth as to what's going on in Ukraine. Anyway, I'll put a link to the Summit News story down below. You'll be able to see the video as well, where this journalist explains everything that happened in his own words. It's fascinating. Check it out. And I will leave the video there. theduran.locals.com. Everybody, take care.